Hello and welcome. We have a match here from General Games. This is a league match between Arthur and Matt. I'm in the booth here with Chris.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
So this is a best of three between these two players. Currently, I believe they're both 3-1 in our league. I'm not sure about
I'm
this.
not sure.
Yeah, I believe they're both 3-1 currently. We'll confirm that. This is our third round.
Well, 3-1, they'd probably be higher than third, maybe.
Well, this is our third set of pairings. I mean,
I see what you mean, yeah.
two sets of pairings per week.
Yeah, no worries.
So we've got Matt playing Django Trooper, and we have Arthur playing the Kylo Dooku deck.
Django Trooper, one of my first decks that I played.
Very strong deck.
Absolutely.
Always feels good to simply just roll in and do some damage.
Django certainly is a force to be reckoned with in this current release.
Yeah, very strong. So it looks like Arthur won the roll and elected to play his own battlefield, which is the Emperor's Throne Room. Turn a die to any side. Turn a die rather to a special and resolve it.
Yes, which is, I'm assuming, going to synergize well with Kylo's ability there.
Can do, yeah, very much. Also with the upgrades, all the blue upgrades, definitely worth hitting the special on.
Even a holocron, I guess.
Yeah, at the very least, it allows you to get a holocron trigger. So started with the Kylo with a holocron. Kylo rolled in. Matt.
Stormtroopers doing what they do.
Yep, flanking. Well, isolation there comes out straight away.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, Matt being punished a little bit there for being greedy, not resolving the guns immediately.
Absolutely.
Trying to hit more damage. Punished again. Hits the base that he needs to trigger the jetpack there, but doesn't have the resources to do it.
It's good to get a jetpack out on Django first round.
Yeah,
that
definitely.
Really
Definitely
ups that damage straight away. The +3 is quite brutal when you get to use it.
Look, it's not nothing. You definitely the jetpack is the meat and two veg of the Django decks. Really represents some consistent damage. So unpredictables. The melee showing on Dooku.
Oh, back to what it was.
Hits the 1 in 6, back to the 2. But Matt's action again. So
well, at least it wasn't better like I seem to get with my opponent's dice.
You get to upgrade their dice.
Yes, I do it for them. Yeah,
of course. So Matt now considering his options, discards the thermal detonator to re-roll. Hopes to hit some damage. Yep, troopers being troopers.
Troopers are missing again.
Doesn't hit any bases. Hits 2 blanks.
He's got the 1 melee, is it, on Django over there?
Django has that is the +2, I believe, on the jetpack and a resource.
Oh, a resource, sorry.
No, yes, it would be a resource.
Yep, I can see it now.
Hits the gun. Hits a few guns there. So the strength of this deck is the ability to basically just re-roll your dice. You get your dice in the pool and you pitch your hand mercilessly until you show some damage.
And look, the real advantage you get, I guess, is by your opponent activating the character. Django can activate and has another action, and if you roll something fantastic, you can instantly resolve it before your opponent can do anything about it.
Yeah. The lack of instant speed interaction in the game makes Django's ability potentially one of the strongest currently on a character.
Just to be able to do that every round.
Yeah, it's the consistency.
Is very strong.
So there we go. So hits the damage that he was looking for.
Kylo's the target here. Makes sense. Dooku's a bit hard to kill, I'd assume.
Yeah, Kylo represents the easiest target and is a little squishy.
Also interacts with that the battlefield.
Oh, yeah, of course, with the throne room, yes.
So a pretty good choice there. And I'm assuming Django would be Arthur's choice to take out first in the...
Yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely. The particularly against the two die Django lists, it's a race. It's an absolute race. You want to kill the Django before the troopers get big, basically.
Absolutely.
Eventually, they're gonna get some redeploy weapons. But you want to kill Django as fast as possible. The longer he's alive, the more advantage that you can get out of his ability.
Yeah, I think that's quite often the play is just before Django gets taken out, you load him up with the redeploys, and then the troopers take it from there.
Yeah, definitely. So Matt managed to get 5 damage through that game, but Arthur, not to be outdone, managed to get 4 through after Matt had claimed. So still somewhat of an even fight going here. It's unfortunate that Arthur did not manage to get anything into play off of the Holocron there. Would have been nice to get an upgrade. Currently looking at a hand of upgrades. I see.
Oh yeah, there's quite a few there, isn't there?
4 Mind Probe, 2 Immobilizers, and I believe a Deflect.
Right, he's going to have a worn out Holocron after this round, maybe.
Yeah, very strong set of card. Well, Deflect is a strong card in the matchup.
Oh, absolutely, with all that range damage on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, look, Arthur here is hoping to hit Holocron Special, play something off of it. Holocron Special, play something off of it. He just wants to get as much of that hand into play as possible.
Absolutely.
Willing to probably discard at least 1 or 2 of those cards to get some rerolls.
Yeah, look, did he have 2 of a couple of cards there?
Two Immobilizers.
Yeah, so could he afford to maybe get rid of one of those?
Definitely probably wants to get rid of 1 here. Honestly, not the strongest card in the matchup. It's great interaction, but Matt's going to be discarding anyway. Matt is not attached to any of his dice, to any of his cards rather. He is re-rolling for damage. So it doesn't matter. You blank one of his dice, he's just going to re-roll it.
Absolutely. I think one of those trooper dice just got deflected back onto Django there.
One damage onto Django. Matt is sitting on a dug-in here and does control the battlefield.
That is a pretty strong card.
It is a very strong card in the matchup. I mean, you just know playing this deck that Django is always going to be the target. Cards like dug-in allow you to just mitigate without being able to directly interact with dice. It just mitigates damage.
I'm assuming he's holding onto the resource though, so that he can perhaps resolve a die.
Definitely, the resource here means if he feels threatened, he can just simply use dug-in.
Absolutely.
And if he so feels, he does have Attack Mastery in hand, which would give him potentially the ability to re-roll. As a large effort, he could re-roll and resolve.
There's some damage up there, isn't there?
There is some showing. Looks like he's hit a modifier. I believe it's a +2 modifier on the jetpack.
And potentially, is that a 2 with the resource?
2 for a resource on the blaster there.
It's 4 damage.
Showing 4 damage. Simply chooses to resolve it.
Excellent. So that's 9 on Kylo.
Puts Kylo to 9.
Wow,
I do believe
that's a lot of damage for poor Kylo there.
Yeah, Kylo can die quite quickly. Makes that special on the Holocron not as great here because chooses to put the Mind Probe in the hope to hit it. So Arthur, so his resources are up the top there. So you spends a resource to roll it in. Unfortunately, hitting the special there, but hits 2 discard, which somewhat strong in the matchup, given that Matt is going to just simply be discarding cards down. Taking away 2 rerolls from the Django deck is not nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is pretty much, it's just a pitch and reroll.
Yeah, I mean, you played the Django deck for a while.
Yeah, and I did a lot of that.
Yeah, did a lot of the rerolling. I mean,
absolutely.
Arguably a very strong deck.
You basically just want to get damage and deal damage. That there's no strategy outside of that, and the Django gives you the advantage of kind of doing it.
There is obviously depth in knowing when to re-roll and target selection and things like that.
Oh, most definitely. I didn't win them all.
You did a lot of damage.
I did a lot of damage, but it doesn't mean I won every game. Absolutely not.
But the deck definitely rewards timing.
Definitely.
And target selection. But it can just win. You can simply spike a character more damage than they could possibly have dealt with.
Oh, yeah, that's happened. I've dealt over 10, I think, in one time.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was fun. The opponent didn't enjoy it very much, but I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I'm sure that would have been a great, fun and interactive match. So 1 damage being dealt there. So Django's lesser known melee weapon.
That's right.
Being put onto Kylo there, leaving Kylo on 1 health. Now Matt's claimed, so this is free damage we're looking at here for Arthur.
Arthur has a couple of cards left for rerolls too.
Is that a dead Django?
Oh, quite potential.
I think he might be. I think that was 4 damage, putting Django to 1.
Oh wow,
that's
very close.
That's very close. Now Matt does control the battlefield, so I would not be surprised if we see first action dug in here.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Hits the focus there on the special on the Holocron. It's not going to do it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know. Does the Holocron have any aggression sides?
No. There he would have been hoping to hit
Maybe the special and
hit the
swap
special
something.
and then roll something in. I believe he could have put in a force throw, which does have a 1 damage side on it.
Oh, there you go. And
That probably would have been his hoped, his planned line there in order to killing Django there would have put him in a great spot.
Still, Django's in a bit of trouble with just the one.
Django's only 1 health. I believe Matt's first action is going to be to snap off that dug-in.
Absolutely. And then maybe, has he got any redeploy weapons in his...
No redeploys here, but he was also potentially going... Oh, greedy.
Here he goes.
Not playing around any immediate damage.
I would, personally, I'd probably be playing the dug-in and just...
Well, I mean, yeah, it's the obvious play. I don't know whether or not... Matt obviously knows the card pool quite well here, because I do not believe there's any immediate threats that he needs to play around in the mono blue deck.
He could do it as a response, couldn't he?
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have to be proactively playing it here. I forget that it's a mono blue deck. It doesn't play, backup muscle. It doesn't play, willpower, things like that. It's a villain deck, so it doesn't have access to the immediate.
Oh, he spent on tactical mastery.
Spends it on the attack mastery. Feels he can simply kill the Kylo here.
So yeah, he is fairly close.
Chooses to roll in.
Action number 1. Oh, it looks like he's got a base and a modifier there.
I feel unnecessarily greedy here, because... so he kills Kylo. Kylo dies. How does he deal with Dooku simply rolling in and presenting damage? Does he have a he doesn't like you in hand, perhaps?
There's a special on the jetpack there, is it? That does get rid of 1 melee die.
Yeah, yes, given the results standing...
that was lucky.
Lucky.
Yeah.
Perhaps not correct, though.
Yeah, look, as you say, though, he probably knows the deck better than either of us.
Maybe. So he has a squad tactics in hand and an attack master. I mean, there's the combo. That's definitely what you want to be doing. He doesn't have the money to be doing it this turn. I do find it interesting he didn't even consider the fact that Kylo...
he could have rolled in Django.
Dooku could have just died. Arthur choosing... So interesting there, Arthur choosing to roll in the... to play the Kylo Saber and then roll in.
Oh, I'd be doing that jetpack special right now.
Yeah, unfortunately not rewarded, since Matt did hit the special on the jetpack.
Yeah, see, he could have rolled in as a response to a character and got the same effect as that attack mastery at 0 cost.
There's the focus.
Here we go.
Now, Matt does not have a way to gain, unless he has a resource there. He does not have a way to gain resources. We could be looking at a dead Django here. So Arthur sees the weakness, goes immediately for the damage there on Kylo. On Dooku, and obviously the 1 shield currently showing on Django, not enough to keep him alive.
Just need the 2 damage, yeah.
Chooses to focus the Kylo Saber there. I suppose it's of course. I mean, focusing the Dooku, it's wasted damage anyway. Focusing the Kylo Saber, I mean, it's much of a muchness given the player's hands, but...
is that a 3 on the...
Yeah, so that's a 3 for a resource on the Kylo Saber. Very strong weapon. Matt has no resources and no immediate way to keep Django alive. I do feel Matt may quite misplay this turn, not playing around the fact that Dooku could simply just kill.
Oh, it's interesting.
Has a scramble.
Discarded the scramble? I know he scrambled.
No, Cast uses the scramble, but unfortunately hits the 2 damage rather. Yep.
Yep.
Maybe a little too greedy there by Matt.
Interesting.
Definitely did not need to lose Django.
Yeah, as I said before, I'd probably look at... Does he have the dug-in?
He definitely had the dug-in.
Yeah. See, I would have rolled Django in as response, got the same amount of action economy, and then had the dug-in at that 1 cost.
Yeah.
As well. Personally, playing the deck, that's how I possibly would have done it. But once again, we're up here in the booth, seeing some things that perhaps
maybe
he's not realising or not thinking about. So
unless I'm completely mistaken, and he did not have a dug-in, but
I thought I saw one as well.
I'm quite sure I saw it in his hand last turn, and then it's potential he by looks he doesn't have it now, which means he either discarded it at the end of last turn or actually didn't have one.
So there was a couple of attack masteries. No, Or is that the
I thought I saw a dug in. Maybe
activating
maybe
all the unique characters?
Maybe it was actually a squad tactics. We could.
In which case, that makes more
that
sense.
makes a lot more sense. So if that is the case, disregard everything I've just said.
Sorry, Matt.
Matt did play correctly given that.
If he had it dug in, it was very interesting play.
Yep. Look. If
he didn't, sorry, Matt.
It's late. It's currently 10:30 here. A bit late at night. So apologies if I have misguided. I take back everything I said.
Yeah, that's all right.
Matt is a good player.
With what we thought, it was probably correct. But
given that, Arthur definitely dug in or not, Arthur definitely managed to eke a lot of advantage out of that turn. Lost Kylo, but has a very strong Dooku.
Did you draw a card for that promotion? Probably not. Let's not pick on Matt anymore. I'm not gonna.
I believe he would have. Matt,
does he have 5 cards?
Should have.
No, I'm not picking on him anymore. I feel too guilty about what we said before.
Attack master. So there's the squad tactics.
Yeah. Oh, he did have 5. Yeah. So he must have done.
There's the squad tactics. Still good here, obviously with 2 non-unique characters. Presents a lot of damage there. So the attack mastery still has 1 more action.
Look, when those troopers hit, they can do some damage.
Look, they're 1s, 2s, and 2s. They have 3 damage sides. Quite strong. Obviously balanced by the fact that they can just blank.
Well, that's right. But it's hard, though, with the Django deck to maintain the resources. You're often just spending them all on the upgrades.
So, interesting spot here for Matt. Doesn't have... Discards best defense to reroll. So, was in a tough spot there.
Yeah, there's not much that he
No
does
resources to resolve...
Look at that.
Oh, that's unfortunate. No resources to resolve either the damage nor the on the hunt special. Forced to go for the reroll. Arthur, sensing weakness here, simply resolves the focus on the Dooku die.
In hindsight, the blanks are handy against that force throw special on the side.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
but not much use to him other than that.
No. So goes for the reroll again. Look, that's unfortunate. Hits a single base. I imagine that's getting immediately force thrown back.
Absolutely.
Oh no, that's a melee. It's a melee modifier. He probably just doesn't care here.
Is that a base up on the? Yeah, so
it's
that's
plus one melee on the promotion.
Oh yeah, and there's 1 on the trooper up the top there.
Oh, there's the no mercy.
Oh goodness.
So Arthur no mercies kills a trooper. Yeah. It's not much to say about that.
Yeah, that's it. Straight out. Yep. They're only 7 health.
Yep. So now it's unlikely that the remaining stormtrooper the first order trooper rather, they're slightly better, are going to be is going to be capable rather of punching through the effectively enormous health pool of Dooku.
He's been given a promotion though, so you never know.
Maybe. Look, the ability that Dooku has to just simply discard cards, gain a shield.
Oh, that's right. He mitigates so much with that.
Yeah. Look, it would have been a bit of a slog for 2 troopers to do it. It's definitely a slog for 1.
Oh, most definitely. I'm not sure if Matt plays Endless Ranks in his...
No, I don't believe he does. He plays a very traditional, I guess you could say, list. Plays the obviously good cards in the list and plays the list quite well. I believe it's the list he's been playing since he started.
Oh, right. He's been sticking with it. That's great.
Stuck with it. Definitely a fan of the list. Understandable. Strong list. He has performed very well with it. Does work a lot, so doesn't get to play many tournaments. He actually is a basketball referee, as you can tell by the shirt that he's currently wearing.
Oh, right.
Not a fashion choice. So, yeah, he
all comes straight from prison? No, oh, sorry, Matt. I've really been picking on Matt here. I've got to stop it.
We're laying into Matt tonight. No, so he's a basketball ref. So generally working on weekends and such when the big tournaments are being played.
Oh, of course, he would be.
Doesn't get a huge opportunity to play tournaments, unfortunately.
Basketball's on most nights as well.
He works a lot. But when he gets to play, definitely plays well.
One good thing is he'd be used to copying a bit of flack, I think, as a referee. So thankfully he's
sure
probably got a thick skin after what we've been saying.
I'm sure he'll weather the storm. I imagine we're going to get a bit of flack in the YouTube comments.
Yeah, hell, look, deservedly so.
Oh well, What can I say?
I'll put my glasses on next time,
Yeah,
maybe.
just double check the card is in hand.
Yeah, that's right. We don't have the deck lists here, so we're just kind of glimpsing what we can see on the little cameras.
Yeah,
so.
we see the same thing that the YouTube audience sees. So Arthur looking at some strong cards there. Yeah, definitely in a very commanding position here. The single trooper with a holdout blaster, not well suited against a geared up Dooku.
With more time, he's got one of those backup muscles that could come out. That's certainly effective against Dooku, but
yeah, look, the effective, very strong card against Dooku. Generally speaking, though, when he has more than one damage on him.
Absolutely.
I mean, right now it's hard for Matt to present any kind of real threat with 2 dice.
That's right. He hasn't got the time to build anything.
Meanwhile,
up.
Dooku's going to be rolling in 5 dice at a time.
Focusing.
Yeah, so he hits the focus on the holocron there, which could be any amount of damage. Hits the modifier of, I believe that's a +3 on the Kylo saber there, so already showing 4 damage. Unpredictable. He's forced to reroll it. Does not upgrade the dice for his opponent.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Luckily,
I need a copy of that unpredictable.
Yeah, that's the good one. Oh no, so Arthur incorrectly there attempted to use a card, but it is actually still Matt's turn given the ambush on the unpredictable. I feel it's a good habit for any player to get into the habit of announcing unpredictables. Announcing rather the
ambushes.
The ambush triggers.
Yeah, definitely.
The game has a very natural flow, turn. Play it back and forth. So when you do play cards like unpredictable, it's very easy for your opponent, even with them knowing what the card does, it's very easy for them to make the mistake and simply just take their turn.
Oh yeah, I've made it more than once.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely good practice to get into the habit of simply announcing an ambush trigger.
Announcing all triggers really.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. It saves you making mistakes. It prevents your opponent from potentially making mistakes. I mean, this is obviously just casual game here. It's just a casual league, so nothing, not a big deal, but definitely something that could be discussed more in depth, I guess, given if we were playing with a more stringent rule set.
Oh, absolutely, and it's. It's not looking good for that trooper.
No.
Down to 2 health.
Yeah, look, he's got 2 dice. He rolled in. He didn't do much. As expected, Kylo... Sorry, Wrath, I keep saying, getting them mixed up. Dooku demonstrating why he is a more expensive character.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got 2 dice, 2 health and 2 resources.
Yeah.
He's
so
ready to go.
Instantly.
And 2 damage.
Instantly deflected.
Deflected back onto him.
No.
No.
Demonstrating exactly how you would expect the matchup between a Sith and a Stormtrooper would go.
Yeah, the Sith can usually take Stormtroopers out in the bucket load.
Yep.
With just like one wave of their hand.
I saw Vader in.
Oh yes, wasn't that good
in the movies?
That was excellent. What do we got
here?
All
right, so not showing any immediate damage.
You can upgrade his holocron.
Yeah, got the option to roll something in off the holocron. Look, given the situation, I feel he just power the forces here. The focus. Oh my goodness. That is a focus for 3.
3 focus now.
He's going to present a lot of damage here, and I don't feel Matt has any ability. Yep, looks like he's already packing up. Yep,
that's all good.
So moving on to game 2 here.
So it is best of 3.
It is best of 3.
Yep.
As with all the matches in the league, best of 3 untimed, nice and casual. Doesn't feel bad if you lose one because hell, you get to play another 2 if you.
And you get to choose the battlefield.
Yeah, so it is still the match play rules. So the loser of the previous match is assumed to have won the die roll, which means obviously it's now Matt's choice for battlefield. He chooses to take the Imperial Armory.
Yep.
Very strong in the Django deck.
Absolutely.
Plays even more into the free action. The Django deck wants to get as many upgrades out as fast as possible. And the Imperial Armory allows you to simply shortcut the need for paying resources and taking the action.
Absolutely. It also, I mean, with this battlefield, what I tended to do playing the deck, once again, I'm no master, but you tended to save a few upgrades to the end of the round.
Yeah, of course.
giving you the resources during the round. You didn't use them. You can play something like a jetpack for one cost.
Yeah, definitely.
It's incredibly
not,
useful.
not to mention the obvious strength in being able to upgrade your 1 and 2 costs into bigger stuff.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, upgrades on
Yeah.
Django especially.
Now the slight downside of Matt taking that battlefield is obviously his opponent is given 2 shields, which hopefully we'll see Arthur place out soon.
Also, Arthur's deck is also quite upgrade reliant, so it could
Yeah,
end
definitely not a terrible battlefield to be playing on. Playing the mono blue deck, you can definitely make use of its ability.
And did I see it binds all things in Arthur's deck as well? So
Yes, I do believe it is playing 2. Look, playing this deck, I would not feel bad at all about having the battlefield be Matt's. I get 2 shields, and I also, it's not useless to me.
Well, Matt, I mean, out of the 2 though, this is better for Matt.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
The previous battlefield, the Emperor's Throne Room, does not do a lot.
No, that's right. He doesn't really have any specials.
Doesn't do anything amazingly strong for Matt. I mean, it's the jetpack special, but you don't really want to be claiming if you've got a jetpack die in the pool.
Absolutely, you'd rather be either re-rolling it or
yeah. So
yeah.
No, there's the aforementioned jetpack.
First round
action.
again.
First action simply gets it in play there. Immediately able to punish Arthur for playing the game.
Triggers Django with Kylo.
Rolls in, hits the melee side.
I think we're watching the same game again.
Yep. Matt rolls in. I believe that is a special in jetpack. Immediately removes the Kylo melee.
That is quite strong. That special,
it is a very.
I mean, it's
huge.
You wouldn't want to resolve the battlefield for it, but it. I suppose it could come in handy. But
for free, the ability to simply roll in and do it for free. You're removing a die. You're preventing damage, and you are gaining a shield. I mean, effectively, that was I guess a 4. So you're not taking the 4 damage. Sorry, the 2 damage you would have taken.
Absolutely.
And you're getting a shield. It's a big swing. Being a very avid Darth Vader player, I'm not a fan of jetpack. Should cost 3, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's very strong.
Very strong card.
Only modifiers, though. When it's on its own, it's...
Look, on its own, very lackluster. But in a deck that's purely based around guns, very strong. So the Dooku rolled in there, and the 2 damage was immediately cannon foddered onto one of the troopers. There's the turn 1 Intimidate again. Simply fires it off. Feels he has the time. Yep. So Trooper rolls in, shows 2 damage. Immediately deflected. Arthur showing
another strong card.
Arthur showing he's got tricks. Yeah, very strong in this matchup. Looks like so Arthur has 1 resource in front of him, and a force throw. So currently sitting on an isolation, a force throw, and a mind probe.
Not too bad. He hasn't seen a holocron yet?
No holocron yet. Interesting. It's possible he might have considered simply weathering that 2 damage, not deflecting, in order to be able to claim and play a force throw.
Potentially, yeah.
Instead, feels that the weathering the damage early is stronger.
Well, Kylo did go down fairly quickly last game, so maybe just taking no precautions here.
Yeah, definitely. Just playing the control aspect of the blue decks. He's sitting on he's got his isolation in hand. He's got a resource going into the next turn, which means he's going to start next turn with 3 resources, which gives him the option to either play something from hand immediately.
Oh, there's that holocron. He's just drawn it. So
hits the holocron here. Has the 3 resources, which means he can sit on his isolation. He can play out his holocron, roll in, hopefully hit a special, spend a resource to roll it in. Yeah, this is exactly the position this mono blue deck wants to be in.
Oh, absolutely.
Matt definitely not in a bad spot. Has the backup muscle in play. Has the jetpack on Django. Would like to have probably pushed through a little bit more damage turn 1.
Yes, that's right. A lot of the dice were just thrown back.
Yeah, definitely. So what looks like Matt's looking at another jetpack, a holdout blaster. Squad Tactics. I did not catch the other cards.
Mm.
Arthur has a Mind Probe, a Force Throw, a Use the Force, a Holocron which was played, and I believe an Isolation.
Holdout Blaster was played. That's another really strong
Very,
card.
very strong
I feel like
card.
I've been saying that a lot though, so I got to
is.
stop that.
Ambush is a very unique mechanic in a game that is action based.
Absolutely.
The ability to have an action and have another one.
Oh wow, go Troopers.
Yeah, so Troopers roll in there. He
Two singles,
presents, yeah, it looks like presenting 2 damage, one on each die. Arthur looks like he's considering the isolation there. Chooses to isolate one, just wants to prevent as much damage as possible. Definitely, there's a little bit more to that consideration. Isolating there, look, it's only preventing 1 damage, but it's delaying Arthur having to roll a character.
That's true, and so is the backup muscle is delaying right back.
Yeah. So Arthur runs out. Feels he's run out of things to do. Chooses to simply roll in.
A pass is possible if he controls the battlefield.
Potentially a pass there. I mean, being able to stall out the game and force the Django player to have to roll in, not in response to you rolling in, but simply naturally rolling in their own character.
Oh, there's some damage.
Yeah. So look, Django just rolled in and just presented 5. Matt immediately resolves that damage.
Well, the stalling, as you were just mentioning, is one reason why I do prefer these Troopers against the popular Django V's.
Yes. Yeah.
You can just keep rolling in Trooper after Trooper.
You have a few more nothing actions.
Absolutely.
Good Django players will still somewhat be able to play around it. I feel that if Arthur was to say pass, then Matt would have simply resolved the 1 damage. If Arthur passed again, I mean, then it's on Matt to think about what he might do. But you can stall to a certain extent, but you still need to be progressing the game.
Oh, absolutely. And look, even if he does end up rolling in first, he's not in that much of a disadvantage in that situation.
It's not a deal breaker, nor is it will it lose you the game. But being able to do that consistently, being able to force the Django to have to roll in on your terms consistently, will definitely, in the long term, allow you to get just that little bit ahead in the matchup.
Second jetpack swapped in.
Yeah, so the Holdout Blaster swapped out for the jetpack.
Interesting that he chose to do that, given that he could have played it for 1 less, or
didn't have the resource.
I suppose. Anyway, I'm not picking on Matt. We picked on him enough.
Look, honestly, having 2 jetpacks there on Django, Django's still quite healthy.
That's potentially +6 there.
Django currently potentially 10 damage.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is full on.
Unanswerable 10 damage right there.
Right.
So
all right.
Not in a bad spot by any means. Arthur free to do what he chooses,
which is quite dangerous for these.
Yeah, it can be. It can be. I mean, Matt did have a card in hand, or a couple of cards in hand, maybe. So the Kylo special. I think both the Kylo dice had already disappeared though, so not too worried about that. But look, Arthur was able to get a little bit of damage through there, not a huge amount.
We have the Trooper Rifle. We have the On the Hunt, I believe, in Matt's hand.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Is that an F11D rifle?
Yeah, that is an F11. He has a TAC Mastery at the very least. As mentioned before, Matt is a Magic player, so he does like to shuffle his cards quite quickly. One of the many traits picked up.
Oh yeah,
picked up over the years of playing Magic.
The Magic players in this game, I found, have just this instant advantage over me because I didn't play.
Playing this game, any card game, any previous card gaming experience definitely lends itself. Even Hearthstone. Even any of our viewers that play Hearthstone will recognise that games such as that give you just a little bit of an edge when first going into games like Destiny.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree.
You've got a few slightly better developmental shortcuts. Your ability to assess a board is much quicker.
Oh, that's right. I felt so slow when I began this game against the faster players.
Oh, of course. But I mean, practice.
That's right. I'm not as slow as that now, but it was just like they were there, kind of drumming their fingers, and I'd be like, oh.
No, well, that's the thing. That's the thing. Everybody goes through that. It's funny. There's stages of card players. First of all, just make sure nothing amazing's happening in play here. So we've got Holocron Special on Dooku there, 1 bullet on the force throw, a 2 damage, and a resource. 2 damage showing on one of the troopers there. Looks like, can't quite see all of Django's dice there, but I do see a resource on one of them.
Be a resource, potentially a, is that a 1?
Yeah, so Matt, I think it's Matt to act here currently. He did just roll in response. His
Tactical Mastery.
There's the Tactical Mastery, 2 actions.
Gives him a reroll and then a resolve.
Yeah, definitely going to reroll here.
Now we can see that. Oh, he's got a +3 or is it +2?
That looks like a +3.
Oh my goodness!
Going to try and pump.
He's even throwing his phone in there. He's going for it.
He's going deep.
He's discarding his phone to reroll.
So discards the F11D. To reroll, hopefully hit some damage. Misses completely.
Oh, it's awful. I've been there.
So has to settle with the 5 damage.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Has to settle with simply killing the.
Oh goodness.
Killing the Kylo there.
Still has a lot of dice in the pool and a lot of cards for rerolls.
Yeah.
Is that another backup muscle? They're very handy against Dooku. I would want to be
sure.
I wouldn't be discarding that one, I don't think.
Now, so interesting. So so chooses to roll it in. Hits the very boring resource.
Is that the best defense in Matt's hand there?
It is.
Yeah,
that is the best defense.
Card too.
So currently sitting on an hunt, the best defense and a backup muscle. Arthur has an Immobilize, a Power of the Force, I believe that is, and a Holocron. Power of the Force, not great just yet. Obviously much more powerful when you've got 2 characters in play. Allows you to, power up a dice to 6, potentially. At most, he can hit it with now his 4/3. But I imagine at some point this turn, he's going to be playing out the Holocron again. And look, he's just going to be doing the Dooku thing, trying to grind through, as best he can, going to grind through Django's health.
So I'm just removing those shields that were put on, and it looks like Matt claiming some resources.
Yeah.
Django deck with resources is pretty dangerous.
Uses the Power of the Force, just trying to pump through that damage now. Pumps that die up to 2 damage. Yep.
Django getting hit, but still alive.
Interesting, he chose not to play the Holocron first there, potentially doing 3 damage there instead of 2.
Interesting.
Maybe feeling he just wanted to resolve the damage while he had the choice. Not even playing the Holocron out at all. Interesting.
Matt just claimed there and played it on the hunt for free.
Yeah, I feel that's a mistake by Arthur not playing the Holocron there. His opponent had claimed if he didn't discard it, and
so
he didn't play it, he might as well have played it. It
saves the action, yeah.
It saves the action next turn and allows you to see a card deeper. Or perhaps he just wants to stall. I mean, it is an action that if you know you can take. It is a stall action. Interesting. So, yeah, potentially maybe we're not giving Arthur enough credit there. Maybe thinking ahead and knowing that he just wants to play it out as a nothing action next turn. Perhaps now going to upgrade it into an Immobilize or something there as a nothing action. No, chooses to roll in.
These are dangerous dice from Matt here with those bases for the jetpacks.
That's a lot of damage already.
Django's rolling in.
That's 3
We see some blues from those jetpacks.
3 damage showing.
I think I see 1 there.
Kylo potentially.
3 damage on board, plus whatever.
Special on the jetpack.
But I think there is a +2 or 3.
That I believe that's a +2, and I think that's a base 2 also on one of the Django die there.
Goodness, what does that represent there? That's 5 plus to 7, maybe?
Look, that represents Arthur discarding a lot of cards.
I think so. Yeah, it looks like it.
Look, so he has the option here to discard up to...
He just can't discard for the modifiers, can he?
No, so for each base damage, you may discard a die. So he can discard up to 3 dice here to prevent 3 damage. Yeah, chooses to discard 3.
Which is another 4 damage or 3 or 4?
Yeah,
4 damage. Oh, goodness
4.
me. Shows the power of Dooku's ability there, though.
Definitely. Look, that said, with the dice Arthur has currently in pool, hits the special there. Can resolve it immediately, chooses to. Interesting.
Oh, wow.
It's exactly what you want there. So hits the special on the Holocron. Resolving specials. As part of the resolution of the Holocron special, you're able to roll in a die. Still resolving specials. that die shows special. You resolve it, and that's a dead. That's huge.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
What a play. That was great.
Wow, that's exactly what Arthur needed. Look, Matt's not in a terrible spot, but we're looking at a geared up Kylo and 2 troopers. Yeah, look, that was huge.
Still, Dooku's not.
Dooku's not looking super healthy here.
Yeah,
I mean, Dooku goes to 4 health left.
And has Matt still got that backup muscle in his hand? I think he does.
I think Matt still has a backup muscle here, which I imagine he'll definitely be playing. He'll be trying to get as many upgrades out as he can currently.
He has a lot of resources though to play with, so
Yeah, definitely. So the focus there used Kylo showing a 2 damage side. Matt simply going to remove that die. Possibly mistake there by Arthur, forgetting about the special on the hunt. What's interesting, we were talking about it previously. There's different levels of card players in terms of where you start and where you sort of finish in terms of your experience level. What tends to happen is when a player first starts playing cards of any game, they tend to read everything. You don't know what any card does. So how do you read cards to learn to understand what's going on in the game, and then eventually the player will hit sort of a second stage where they know enough about the game, but they feel almost embarrassed to read cards. And you'll find that players will be uncomfortable stopping a game to read an opponent's cards or read, they'll make misplays based on the fact that they just don't read cards because they feel it's they shouldn't be reading cards, or they feel that it makes them look like a bad player.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then eventually you realize that you want to become a better player and you read everything. Even the cards you know what they do, you read them again.
Oh, there
to
really
make
is.
Sure.
There's no shame. I mean,
None at all.
I think at times I've gone, what does that do again? I forget.
No, there is no shame in reading cards. I've definitely seen many players make many misplays.
Well, there's 170 odd.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so I don't remember them all.
I've seen so many players make so many misplays in this game and other games simply because they didn't read an opponent's card. You should never feel bad about asking to read your opponent's cards, stopping to read your own.
Absolutely.
Or just clarifying a rule with your opponent, just asking, "Hey, is this right? Am I right about this?" And if you're really not sure, call a judge. Just make sure you know what's going on, because those resources are available to both players.
Definitely. One thing too that's quite strong. I don't know if everyone realizes this. You can just go through the discard pile of your opponent.
Yeah, of course. It's open information. You can know what you're playing around, particularly late in the game. It's very strong to be able to pick up your opponent's discard pile and simply see, what dice mitigation have they used? What cards have they used? Am I playing around something in particular?
Absolutely.
You can get a good idea of that. And hell, if it's late enough in the game and they've got no deck left, you can essentially work out what cards they have in hand simply by looking at their discard pile.
Yeah. Elimination.
Yeah, of course. So we're on to the next turn here. Matt seemed to have claimed the battlefield. Did manage to get another upgrade into play. So the troopers definitely not going down without a fight. Not a very threatening roll there from Arthur. Looks like he's showing a 2 damage, some resources, and a lot of disruption.
Matt's got another 3 on the hunt there.
Yeah, so 2 on the hunts there. Look, this deck definitely suffers the moment you lose Django.
Oh, that's right.
You no longer have access to your electroshocks. You no longer have, the ability to spike someone for damage. So Matt rolls in nice and fairly there. Hits a +1 modifier, a blank, and a discard. Of course, this is the attack mastery roll.
Yep, he's got a nice...
whiffs.
Whiffs nice
completely.
Variety of...
there's the No Mercy.
Look out, here we go.
No Mercy, the 2 damage for 2 more. Dealing 4 and killing a trooper.
And the one with the redeploy gun moves across.
Redeploy moves across. The No Mercy showing how strong it is in the mono blue decks. Arthur doesn't even have to discard all of his... Still has 2 cards in hand. 2 cards. Has a lightsaber and it binds all things.
I can see in Matt's hand he doesn't like you, which will probably come into play at some stage.
Yep. So Matt re-rolls there, hits the perfect roll, essentially,
That's fantastic.
for the trooper that we're looking at.
Can only discard one card. Arthur could, if Matt does get to resolve this, Arthur, can only discard the one card.
That is 2 modifiers and 4 damage. So at best, Arthur can discard down and simply take 3 damage.
Oh, no mitigation from Arthur.
Actually, that's dead. That's dead.
Interesting.
That is enough. That roll is enough to kill Dooku. With the backup muscle in play.
The backup muscle finish him off. How about that?
We get our game 3. Wow. Matt mising the perfect roll for the situation.
What a roll there.
I mean, definitely could have hit, obviously, the 2 for a resource as well. But the 2+1s...
they really came out at the right time.
Yep, perfect timing. And I think Arthur just coming to the realization now that he is actually dead. No shields are going to help him here.
Unless he can take out the stormtrooper beforehand.
No, next action, simply dead straight away.
Yep.
So that's our game 3 now. 2 amazingly close matches. Well played by Matt. Seeing his one line to victory, and played towards it and got it.
Well, that's right. The troopers, although not as strong with Django, they certainly proved themselves there a little bit. They do have a lot of damage sides and.
Yeah, look, they do their job. It's the best way to describe them. When they hit damage, and it's what you need them to do. They take damage quite well. I mean, obviously with cards like Best Defense and Cannon Fodder and such, definitely enables you to control the damage input, the damage coming in.
Oh, they can protect Django a little bit.
Yeah, giving Django a much larger effective health pool. Being able to soak up some of that damage.
I did try at one stage the personal escort card.
Yeah, try and give one a guard. So that is give a non-unique character guardian.
Correct. Yeah, so that they could also, when they activate, they could take damage as well.
Soak up some more damage. Definitely a playable.
They're basically extra health for Django.
Yeah, it's all it is. It's effective health. It's like for example, the Phasma decks.
Oh yes.
They're basically playing to protect the Phasma. Phasma's going to be doing damage, and these. You control where the damage goes for the majority of the match. Anyway, so Matt's drawn up his 5 here, showing a thermal detonator, a rifle, a scramble, best defense, pitching 2 cards, a detonator. I didn't see the other card that he pitched there.
He has his upgrade for Django, so he's
got his pitches of the scramble. So he has the best defense. A very strong card in the early turns, probably at strongest in turn 1. And the rifle there. So
still probably hoping for that jetpack round.
Yeah, definitely wants the turn 1 jetpack. It's in the same way that the Jedi decks all want the villain, the Sith decks all want their turn 1 holocron.
Absolutely.
The Django decks all want their turn 1 jetpack. So.
How did he go? He's got an on the hunt.
Interesting that Arthur chose to take. I'm not sure if Arthur's actually made the choice of battlefield yet, or whether or not he's actually chosen.
Oh, there he goes.
Yep, of course. Yep, choosing his.
Cool. Yes, I would too if I was him.
No point giving Matt the advantage there. It is a consideration for some decks. The 2 shields are very relevant. Sometimes the choice of battlefield it's more important to consider the shields than it is the actual battlefield itself.
Look, Django decks probably shields are pretty handy on Django. There.
Yeah. Look, like Matt doesn't feel bad about starting the game with 2 shields on Django. I mean, Arthur's demonstrated that he does play intimidates. So an easy way to strip shields, but still, it is an action and it's still a card that Arthur has to obviously have in hand.
The on the hunts as well have a shield stripping.
Yeah, they do. They do. Obviously not in Arthur's deck, but they are quite strong in the yellow decks.
So Matt, if Arthur was to get the shields, Matt also can do the same thing.
The on the hunts definitely.
Some cheeky little specials.
Strong start here from Arthur. Starts off with the binds all things, and then puts it immediately into a force choke on Kylo. Rolls Kylo in. Look, Matt's showing a little bit of damage there. Looks like he's got. Actually, I stand corrected. Matt's showing a lot of damage there, but does not have the resources to resolve 2 of it. So
is that a melee up the top there?
I believe it is a melee.
That annoying Django melee damage.
Look, there it is.
Look at
Rerolls it back into the same side.
Yep. Or better if
Interesting.
It was me.
Interesting that Matt chose to unpredictable to die before Arthur claimed the resource that he needed to resolve it. Potentially better waiting until Arthur's committed to dealing that damage, but instead chooses to immediately fire it off and is punished. So there's the 4 damage that Matt was showing on board, 2 less than he could have dealt. Still has the 1 melee side showing on Django.
Still, 4 damage is not small. It's definitely the way this Django deck
it's not
works.
Nothing. So there's turn 1 5 damage immediately on the board, but as Arthur's demonstrated, not the end of the world for him here. He can definitely come back swinging. I mean, it takes a turn or two for the mono blue deck to get going, but when it gets going, it's a
freight train.
Yep, it swings hard. So look, Arthur's looking at a Mind Probe, a Kylo Saber, and I'm not sure what the other card was. I believe an Isolation.
Oh, we just claimed then and did the special off the rifle, which is 2 damage.
Yeah. Arthur might have missed that one actually. Look, so Arthur now has a choice. He could consider upgrading Force Choke into a Kylo Saber, but given the fact that Kylo is already quite low,
he's limping away, isn't he?
Yeah, it might be incorrect here. Debating whether or not to resolve the special there. Chooses to discard the Isolation, and shows the same result. That's unfortunate. Look, Isolation, I can definitely see that card being not as great in this matchup. Generally speaking, you're not going to have time. You don't get the timing window to use it on Django. More often than not, it's being used on a trooper die.
And they're not as threatening.
Not as threatening, not as big of a deal. I mean, they can show 2 damage, but it's not a card. It's definitely not a safe. It's not a safety blanket for you in this matchup. You need more solid answers.
Definitely.
So the On the Hunt from Matt, action 1, the immediate response with the 2-cost Kylo Saber.
I think I saw a cannon fodder, thermal detonator, potentially an On the Hunt.
Yes.
He's flicking. No, I think it might be backup muscle actually.
Yeah, potentially.
And best defense, I think. In Matt's.
Yeah, still has the best defense from turn 1.
Right.
So
that is quite strong on this.
Arthur able to weather some actions here. Plays the Kylo Saber and plays the Holocron. Kylo Saber is definitely very strong. I feel that maybe playing the Holocron there before rolling in the Kylo was a little greedy.
Mind you, is he delaying still?
Well, the thing is, you want to delay. It's an all or nothing strategy. If you can't delay long enough, that Django has to roll. Like, if you can't delay to the point where you force Django to have to roll in, like naturally, there's no point trying to delay at all.
Yeah, because that only gives Matt more of an
giving
advantage.
more dice. It's giving Matt more dice in the pool. So playing the Kylo Saber there, definitely correct. Playing the Holocron before rolling in the Kylo, questionable. He might have chosen. Definitely still wants to play the Holocron out on Dooku, but perhaps rolling Kylo first, then play the Holocron. Minor play, very very minor things. But
well, that's it. They're into their third game here. Who knows what they're thinking?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've played a lot against Django. I've been playing since the release of the game. My play group, very competitive. We have some very strong players and who've done very well with the Kylo decks. With the Django decks.
You're talking about me, aren't you, Mark?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because of how good I play. No.
No, you do. No, you do just fine. You do just fine.
No,
you consistently done well.
The deck is consistent. It was a good one. I've actually moved away from it now, but it was a very good starter for me.
It's a bag of hammers. It's an
really
effective bag of hammers. But yeah, I have had quite a few matches against it. Definitely upwards of hell. I mean, I might have played against the Django deck over 50 times by now.
Oh wow.
And yeah, definitely there is some strategic advantages to be gained. But sometimes that's just not enough to deal with the potential of taking 10 damage that you just can't answer.
Well, that's it, and there really is a lot of power in that. And there are other decks and other combinations that do deal high
Oh,
damage
of course.
without any response time.
Look, the mono red, it's a trap deck.
Oh, yes, that's another one.
I saw a player quite literally lose both his characters in one action.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, it can happen, can't it?
Yep. It's a trap, and the player took 16 damage
Oh,
spread
my
across two
goodness.
characters.
Oh, 16.
16 damage.
Oh, my. He must have had every red dice available to him out there.
Two characters with 3 upgrades on each.
Oh, no.
So what's happened so far? We have
Kylo's still in it, but
Kylo's
just
still alive. He's on 1.
one more to go.
Matt not able to push through that last point of damage. The Kylo Saber was on the hunted away. The Holocron doing work in these matches.
Oh, wow.
Oh, hits the special
he's got the
and
special as
immediately resolving for, is that 3 or 4?
3, I
damage.
believe.
Not as detrimental as it was in the previous game that simply killed Django, but definitely damage that Matt was not prepared to take. Look, Arthur has a very serious consideration here. Does he discard to push through damage? I feel he should. Yep. As strong as the Holocron is here, the potential to do 3 damage, to re-roll 3 dice that cannot be answered by your opponent is just, you can't look it away.
Oh, absolutely. And Matt looking at some good mitigation in his hand and a backup muscle, of course, but no resources to play any of them.
No. Not a terrible result there for Arthur. Gets 1 damage through, gains a resource to go into the next turn with. Is actually playing dodge. Interesting. So Arthur has a dodge here. Now, Matt, depending on how greedily Matt plays, this could be quite a blowout for him.
Well, dodge is actually, I think, a good card, especially against the Django decks.
So the consideration here, for Arthur. So Matt simply plays a promotion, draws a card, just a value upgrade to play on a trooper there. Now the consideration for Arthur here is, does he play an upgrade onto Dooku, or does he simply roll in and take away Matt's decision of being able to roll in with dice already in the pool?
Well, that's right. Another, I guess, good thing about rolling in early, as you mentioned before, is that you don't give Django a chance to arm himself with more weapons.
Immediately rolls in, hits the force stroke. Look, I expect Matt to simply respond immediately. He's looking for a single point of damage, which he's very likely to hit.
I think he got it there with
like
Django.
He hit it. Not a bad result there for Arthur though, because it is a modifier instead of. Oh,
he didn't need to.
Didn't need to resolve the. Interesting there. Matt did not need to resolve the modifier, but simply removes it from the pool anyway.
Fair enough.
Really wants to make sure that he's dead.
I guess so. Kylo, he was kicking him while he was down.
Yeah, really overcommitting to that.
Should I say
there.
shooting at him while he was down?
Look, it's game 3. It's late. These guys have been playing for almost an hour now, so I can understand. The small misplays creeping into the game.
Oh, that's right.
So there's a very strong result of Dooku. So Kylo special and 1 melee. 2 blanks, but they're getting re-rolled anyway.
You're definitely going to re-roll those. You need to push through. He wants to get rid of Django now as fast as he can.
What I do find interesting is he did not choose to play the lightsaber, potentially hoping to simply give. So he's holding up No Mercy here. He wants to resolve a melee die and simply kill Django. For the 3rd time with a No Mercy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so Matt uses squad tactics, gets a bunch of dice into the pool. Look, nothing that Arthur needs to be too worried about just yet. Considering his options now, I believe, so he currently has 4 damage on Dooku, so he's going to deal 2 unblockable. Sorry, rather, he's going to deal 2. It is not unblockable damage if it hits a shield. So resolves to 2, so now he's in range of the No Mercy that he has in hand. So Arthur's next action is going to be No Mercy. Pump the dice by 3 cards. Killing Django.
Yes, he's just got that 1 melee there. That certainly doesn't look threatening on the outside. But
so now Arthur is praying and hoping that Matt doesn't use that there electroshock to remove the 1 damage showing. It would be an incredible heads-up play if Matt was to do that.
The No Mercy adds the
increases. Yes,
increases.
yes.
Wow.
So on I have on the odd occasion done 7 damage with a
Oh
single
wow!
razor.
You just throw everything away and.
Yep. Chooses to best defense using 2 dice. Incredible heads up play
Oh,
there.
nice! There it
Very
goes.
strong play by Matt.
I don't think Matt even knows how much he dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, look, honestly, I think Matt made the correct play there. Arthur, somewhat telegraphing. That was his line. Still has an electroshock. So even if Arthur doesn't have the resource for it, so Arthur able to discard once more. No, can't discard because it will not leave him with enough damage. If he was to discard and present in order to try and hit a melee side, it now has to be a 2 melee.
Right.
The 1 melee will not be enough because obviously you're discarding 1 card.
Yes, to get the reroll.
You're discarding the card, which you're putting down to 3 cards in hand, and you are then casting the No Mercy, and then discarding cards.
Yeah, so that's 2 cards in his hand.
Yeah, so you're immediately 1 card less by using the No Mercy. So a hand of 5 cards hits the focus. You hate to see it.
That's right. Well, had to go for it.
Very strong play there by Matt. Strong heads up play. Look, now he's just discarding down. He just needs to. No, discarding to prevent the damage. Look, the kill there. I wouldn't be surprised now to see him simply play out that lightsaber in preparation for next turn.
Yeah, claiming then gets it.
No, just claims. Doesn't play out the lightsaber there. Wants first action next turn. Understandable. So Matt hits 2 modifiers there, but does not have a base. That is a 1 melee showing currently, I believe.
Does he discard to reroll? That's the theme of this deck.
Well, it's on him. Your opponent's past has some resources showing.
I don't recall what card he had in his hand.
I believe he still has an electroshock and 1 other card, or unless he has simply just the electroshock left.
Looks like a backup muscle's been discarded.
Chooses to move on to the next. Deals 1. Yep, yeah, of course. Again, somewhat casual matchup here. You know,
Django beats him with a stick.
Yeah, Django uses the swift punch to the jaw. But yeah, obviously slightly casual matchup here, so like not a big deal. I mean, he obviously said pass the turn, but then realised he still had a damage in the pool, and whatever. It's not make or break here. This is once again, this is just our casual league.
These guys didn't bring their sheep stations. But all right, so we've got Django with 4 health left. Dooku's
nothing that serious on the line.
No, that's right. We've got a couple of healthy truthers here too. It's looking good for Matt at the moment. Yeah,
it's still interesting though. If Dooku is able to pop, which is very realistically possible, if Dooku is able to pop Django this turn, Arthur is still in a very strong position.
Does he still have that No Mercy in hand?
Still has the No Mercy. So Matt realizing what could happen here, and simply plays the jetpack onto the trooper here. In preparation for the fact that he might not have a Django soon.
That is, yeah, it's getting more and more likely.
Yeah, look. Doesn't hit a melee side there. Interesting. Does hit the... No, it hits the...
He's got a melee modifier.
Hits the +3 modifier on the lightsaber there, so not what you want. On the other hand, we have a special on the F11D and a +2 on Django and a plus melee modifier on the hunt. Look, if I'm Matt here, I think you simply resolve the +2 damage. You don't want to play into getting specialed into force. Or that, of course.
That's not a bad play.
Still has the electroshock. Look, he's been done twice by the resolve specials roll in hit special.
Yes, that's right. And we do have the Emperor's Throne Room in play as well.
Of course.
So getting that dice out is not such a bad play.
No, not at all. Now, given that is still in play, Matt does need to consider the possibility of Arthur simply claiming and killing Django.
He needn't even play No Mercy. I think he's got enough dice.
Potentially.
Enough damage on board now.
Potentially does. Currently showing 4 damage on board. Matt, without the electroshock anymore, has a tack mastery, a holdout blaster.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what else he has there. See if we can get a slightly better look at Matt's hand here. We'll just bring over our camera a little bit. And we'll see what's going on here. So, yep. Obviously, had no answer in hand to Django to keep Django alive.
There it goes.
Django down. The redeploy, super beneficial there. So obviously Matt played the jetpack onto the full health trooper, and is able to also redeploy the rifle onto the full health trooper.
Unfortunate roll there.
Yeah, rough roll. I mean, hell, potentially he's looking at that's 8 damage on those 3 dice potential.
He did not get 8.
Did not.
No.
He has a measly modifier.
Yes.
On the rifle. Now, Arthur left with some options here.
Is that a discard on the Mind Probe?
Has the discard on the Mind Probe. Now, I'm not exactly sure how many cards Matt has in hand. He could claim and special the Mind Probe.
Yeah, that is an option, isn't it?
It depends how afraid he is of Matt's reroll. So that is 3 damage. Unfortunately, not enough to kill the other trooper here. If it was enough to kill, the second trooper, potentially very serious consideration to be made there.
He's only rerolling the 1.
Yeah, rerolling the 1, holding on to the discard.
I see.
Strong choice. So Matt's hope here is to roll in and present enough damage to make Arthur's life hard. If Matt is to reroll once, Arthur is immediately going to make him discard 2 cards. Which leaves him 0 rerolls. He's stuck with what he gets.
Yeah, that's it is not a bad play there.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Arthur simply play out the so fires off the 2 discard here. So now Matt really needs to reconsider that reroll.
Attack mastery and a jetpack.
Hits the attack mastery jetpack. Left with 1 card. Didn't quite see what that was.
No, he's flicking him around too quick for me.
Matt now has a serious decision to be made. Does he reroll? Or does he not? No, wants to keep the card. Yep, gets the 2 damage through.
Oh, that is quite strong against Dooku there.
Discards 1.
Oh, it's not unblockable?
I believe it is No, it's not unblockable.
It's not. It's just normal damage.
Interesting to note, though, that even if it was unblockable, Dooku, if he is being dealt damage, blockable or not, he is able to discard a card to gain a shield. So, for instance, if it was a lightsaber special that does take 2 unblockable damage, you would take 2 damage, and you would then gain a shield.
So you can still gain the shield, you just can't use it.
It just doesn't prevent the damage. The only things that circumvent Dooku's ability are cards like willpower and backup muscle, things that simply move damage counters.
Right.
They do not deal them. All right, so Matt has he doesn't like you. 2 holdout blasters, attack mastery, and I did not see the other card.
Holdout blasters are great in this circumstance. They
I see an intimidate, a use the force, a deflect. Oh, deflect's very strong at this point in the game, particularly with the jetpack in play.
He was hoping for a bit more damage, I think.
These have been some unfortunate rolls. Look, right now Arthur wants Matt to claim those shields. He is hoping so heavily that the jetpack is resolved. 2 shields are claimed. Immediately just deflects 1. Yep, no reason to hold off on that. Gets a die out of the pool, deals 1 damage. The only die that's going to be that's going to deal more than 1 damage on this board is the jetpack if it hits a 3.
If I was Matt, I'd be putting that backup muscle down as well.
Yeah, look, eventually going to. Not something you need to fire off just yet.
Be good to get it off.
Goes for the reroll, hits 1 and a +1. Use the force. Look, Arthur's just gone into control mode here.
That's right.
Definitely in a strong spot right now.
What's he got in his? He's got an intimidate, another it binds all things, and I didn't quite catch the last.
Yeah, didn't see the other one. Now, feels safe. Can roll in. Unfortunately, Matt did hit some damage there, so Matt's currently showing 3 damage.
Which can only be
which will be
by 1 card.
It's a single base, so it can only be reduced. Could only possibly be reduced to 2. Matt still continuing the heads up play, keeping that holocron out of play. Does not want to see another upgrade. Very correct play at this point. I do find interesting that Arthur didn't simply play the upgrade. He has enough money, and he could.
He could just swap it.
Simply just play it out. I don't think he has to rely on the holocron here in order to get it into play.
Well, that's right. He's got the 3 fairly good upgrades after that, and he doesn't even, he can just discard the holocron after that. He doesn't really
definitely,
need it.
definitely a little bit greedy. Not simply playing the holocron, simply not overlapping the holocron with the upgrade. Has the Force Stroke in hand. Simply claims, wants to kill the trooper. Yep, seems fine. Matt didn't have a choice there. Matt needs to get the damage through.
Yep.
I believe the decision there from Matt was, I'm going to lose a character, but I'm going to get damage through. And at this point, that's what it is. It's a damage
And
race.
he's got his backup muscle out.
Got his backup muscle out, which means he needs to get 1 damage through this turn. 2 damage through this turn, rather. Or 1 damage through this turn and guarantee a dead Dooku next turn.
That's right. So if he can deal 2 naturally with guns,
it's very possible. Look, it's not improbable. However, with that set of cards that Arthur has there, difficult. He has a deflect and a use the force. He immediately rolls in. Does the correct thing
as you should. You should get dice out there.
Interesting to note, had he simply played the Force Stroke last turn rather than attempting to cheat it into play with the holocron, he would also have a Force Stroke die in play right now, meaning Matt's outs are very limited.
Well, Mind Probe special. Oh.
Hits the Mind Probe special. Needs to deal with that 1 damage first. No, simply fires off the Mind Probe special. Doesn't care about the damage. He's going for the kill this turn.
Absolutely.
He thinks he's got him.
That 5
That's
damage?
5 damage.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's pretty huge.
That's 5 damage. Matt hoping that his opponent can't kill his trooper this turn. Arthur seems to think he can. And look, I'm on Arthur's team here. I think he can.
Yeah.
At the very worst, he's got to use the force for some damage.
Look how close it's getting. It's they're both desperately getting rid of each other's dice here.
Yeah. Look, it's
1 reroll of that jetpack.
He just simply uses a deflect here. Deals 1.
Look at this.
Deals 1. Matt's ability to deal damage here.
It's gone now.
Almost gone.
Well, the jetpack only has modifiers.
Wouldn't be surprised now. So Matt's going to simply claim those shields and immediately get intimidated.
Oh, yes, of course.
That's very rough.
Special was an option for Matt.
Gains the shields. Special does nothing here, though.
Oh, of course, there's no other melee dice on the other side.
And then I believe Arthur's immediately going to show down that Intimidate. No reason not to.
One good thing about the jetpack is even if there wasn't melee dice and you did have the special, you can still get that shield.
As the rules state, resolve as much as possible. The maximum that you can resolve of a jetpack special, if there is no melee in play, is simply gain a shield.
Yeah, because I think the wording is an and not a then.
Yes.
So the first condition doesn't trigger the second. It's
as given. Yep, and Matt. They're just going to call it there. Arthur presented lethal. Matt did not have the answer. Look, what a great series of games.
Yeah, it was excellent, wasn't it?
It was a lot of to and fro.
And it wasn't. Matt wasn't far off.
Matt made some very strong heads up plays. Played around the no mercy perfectly. There were some unfortunate rolls going both ways. Matt missed on a few rolls. Arthur missed on a few rolls. Arthur hit big time on the holocrons.
Oh yes, the holocron is burnt out, I think.
And look, great play by both players there. Not exactly sure what they were. I think that leaves. I think they're both now the same standings in the league.
Right. Yeah, we'll have to check that out.
Results will be posted on our Facebook page and such. So yeah, more videos will be going up. Chuck us a like. Follow us on Facebook and all that good stuff. I've been Marcus. This is Chris. And
see you later, guys.
We'll be back around.